At 82, my world shrunk to the size of my room. The walls that once held memories of a bustling household now confine me to a space that feels more like a cell than a sanctuary. I remember the day I moved into this nursing home. The air was thick with unspoken words and the weight of unfulfilled promises. It felt like a surrender of my independence, my freedom, and a part of my soul that once thrived on the chaos of life. My children, bless their hearts, thought they were doing the right thing. They saw my frailty, my struggles, and they acted out of love and concern. They worried about me being alone, falling, needing help I couldn't ask for. They envisioned a safer, more controlled environment where I would be cared for. I believed them when they said it was the best option. I trusted their judgment, hoping that this place would offer me a semblance of peace and security. Now, the weight of that decision presses down on me. Each day feels like a reminder of what I've lost, of the life I once had. My life is here within these walls, but it's not the life I envisioned for myself. I had dreams, plans, and aspirations that now seem like distant memories. There's a quiet regret that whispers in my heart, a regret for the choices I didn't make, for the paths I didn't take. I wish I had explored other avenues, considered different solutions. Perhaps there were alternatives that would have allowed me to maintain my independence a little longer. Maybe then I wouldn't feel so lost in a place that was meant to be my refuge but feels more like a reminder of my limitations. I often find myself looking back at old photographs, reminiscing about the days when I was surrounded by family, laughter, and love. Those moments seem like a lifetime ago. Writing in my journal has become my solace. It's where I pour out my thoughts, my regrets, and my hopes for whatever time I have left. Despite everything, I hold on to a glimmer of hope. Hope that one day I might find a way to reclaim a piece of the life I once knew. They call it assisted living, but the assistance feels more like confinement. My days are dictated by routines set by others. Wake up, eat breakfast, medication, activities, a never-ending cycle that leaves me feeling like a cog in a machine. I long for the freedom of my old life, the simple joy of making my own breakfast, tending to my garden, choosing how to spend my day. These were the small pleasures that gave my life meaning. Now my world is a series of hallways and scheduled activities. The walls, meant to protect, feel more like barriers separating me from the life I once knew. The silence in my room is deafening. It amplifies the absence of familiar voices, the warmth of human touch. My children visit when they can, but their lives are busy. I understand, yet the loneliness lingers. I miss card games, the shared laughter and stories. Here, conversations revolve around medications and ailments. It's a constant reminder of what we're losing, what we fear most. Sometimes I see a flicker of recognition of the resident, a shared understanding of this strange, communal loneliness. We are islands in a sea of faces, all yearning for a connection that seems increasingly out of reach. My hands, once strong and calloused from years of carpentry, now tremble with age. These hands, which once built dreams and crafted memories, now struggle to hold a cup of tea without spilling. The strength that once defined me has faded, replaced by a fragility that feels foreign and unwelcome. The tools that were extensions of myself lie unused in my son's garage. Each tool, now covered in a layer of dust, tells a story of a project completed, a challenge overcome. They sit there, silent and still, much like my current existence. They are constant reminders of a life filled with purpose, a life I can no longer lead. I often find myself wandering into the garage, running my fingers over the familiar handles, feeling a pang of nostalgia mixed with a deep sense of loss. I used to build furniture, pieces that would become part of my family's history. Each chair, table, and cabinet was crafted with love and care, meant to last for generations. Rocking horses for my grandchildren, birdhouses for the garden. These weren't just objects, they were tokens of my affection, symbols of my dedication to my craft and my family. Each creation brought me a sense of accomplishment, a reason to greet each day with enthusiasm. The joy of seeing a project come to life, of knowing that my hands had shaped something beautiful and functional, was unparalleled. Now my days are filled with emptiness. The hours stretch on, each one blending into the next, devoid of the purpose that once drove me. I sit by the window, watching the world go by, feeling like a mere spectator in a play where I once had a starring role. The activities organized by the staff feel childish, pointless. They try to keep us busy, but these tasks lack the depth and meaning that my woodworking once provided. It's as if they don't understand that we need more than just something to do. We need something to live for. I long for a project, a task that will engage my mind, make me feel useful again. I yearn for the satisfaction of a job well done, for the sense of purpose that comes from creating something with my own two hands. But the world seems to have moved on, leaving me behind. The skills I honed over a lifetime are now seen as relics of a bygone era. I am left to grapple with the slow fade of purpose, searching for meaning in a world that no longer values the craftsmanship that once defined me. I used to walk for miles, my faithful dog by my side. We'd explore the nearby park, breathing in the fresh air, enjoying the changing seasons. Now my walks are confined to the hallways, my steps slow and labored. The lack of activity takes its toll. My muscles have atrophied, my bones feel brittle. Each movement is a reminder of my physical limitations, of the vibrancy that is slowly slipping away. I see it in the eyes of my fellow residents too, the resignation, the quiet acceptance of decline. We are shadows of our former selves, our bodies and spirits slowly surrendering to the relentless march of time. Section 6. The whispered loss of dignity. There's a profound loss of privacy here, a constant sense of being watched, assisted. It's as if every moment of my day is under scrutiny, every action observed. The feeling of being perpetually monitored is suffocating, stripping away the essence of my independence. The simple act of bathing, of dressing myself, now requires the help of a stranger. Tasks that once were private and personal are now public and shared. The vulnerability in these moments is overwhelming, a stark reminder of my dependence. Each instance chips away at my dignity, leaving me feeling exposed and vulnerable. The erosion of my self-worth is a slow, painful process marked by every tear and every sigh. It's a silent suffering, often unnoticed by those around me. I miss the freedom of closing my door, of having a moment of solitude. The ability to retreat into my own space, to reflect and recharge, is a luxury I no longer have. The constant presence of others is a relentless reminder of my lost autonomy. Here the walls feel thin, the presence of others a constant intrusion, the noise, the chatter, the unending activity. It all feels like an invasion of my personal space. The lack of privacy is a daily struggle, a battle I fight silently. It's the little things that sting the most, the tremor in my hands, the difficulty in holding on to cherished items. These are the daily reminders of my frailty, each small struggle a blow to my pride. A reminder of the person I used to be, the way they speak to us as if we were children, the exaggerated expressions, the patronizing tone. It's demeaning. We are adults with a lifetime of experiences and wisdom, yet we are often treated as if we are incapable of understanding. The pitying glances, the patronizing tone, these small gestures, though perhaps well-intentioned, are a constant reminder of our perceived inadequacies. They strip away our sense of self, leaving us feeling diminished and disrespected. We may be old, but we are not infants. Our bodies may be frail, but our minds are still sharp. We have lived full lives, faced countless challenges, and yet we are often treated as if we are incapable of making our own decisions. We deserve to be treated with respect, with dignity, to be acknowledged for who we are, not just for what we have become. Our age should not define us, nor should it dictate how we are treated. We are individuals deserving of the same respect and dignity as anyone else. Section 7. Trapped in a gilded cage. This nursing home is comfortable. I'll give them that. The staff are kind, the food is adequate, but it's not home. It's a gilded cage, a place where I exist rather than truly live. I've heard whispers from other residents, dreams of returning home, of reclaiming their independence. But it's not that simple. The outside world seems daunting now, filled with obstacles we are no longer equipped to face. The financial burden of leaving is immense. The fear of falling, of needing help, keeps us tethered to this place. We are trapped, both by our circumstances and by the fear of what awaits us on the outside. Section 8. A plea for understanding. Please understand, this is not a condemnation of nursing homes. For some, they are a necessary haven, a place of safety and care. But for others, like me, they are a last resort, a decision made with a heavy heart. To those considering this path for themselves or loved ones, I urge you to explore all options. Consider home healthcare, modifications to your living space, the support of family and friends. Ask yourself, what brings joy? What gives life meaning? And fight to preserve those things for as long as you can. For in the twilight of our years, it is these small victories that sustain us. Section 9. A shared journey. Aging is a journey we all must take. It's a path fraught with challenges, with losses that cut deep and leave scars on the soul. But it's also a time for reflection, for gratitude, for cherishing the moments we have left. Let us approach this final chapter with grace, with compassion, and with a fierce determination to live each day to the fullest. For even in the face of adversity, the human spirit has an incredible capacity for resilience and hope.